Hey everybody, and welcome to another gorgeous day with your girl Jess. Made breakfast, which I'm about to eat. I've already had 30 ounces of water. I put my BC double A's in it, and I put my aminos in there. It was really good. So I made protein oatmeal for breakfast. Weight Watchers, this is 4 points, 3 points for the protein shake and 1 point for 9 grams of the caramel syrup. The apples, the oatmeal, and the bananas are 0 points. Yeah. I just want to say hey. Welcome back to Vlogmas. I don't know if I said it. I can't remember at this point. But today I am really going to be strictly focusing on my food aspect and getting back on track and just taking over my life. So I was talking to one of my friends who also had a parent pass away in the month of December, and you know, it's just something different when you can connect with somebody who has been through some of the same stuff that you've been through, dealing with the same trauma you've been through. And so like I was just telling her, like, you know, how I felt like really defeated in like a really dark place. Like I don't really reach out to anybody because I'm not me. And she was basically like saying, like, you know, it's okay to feel like that every healthy journey is not an easy one. It's meant to be hard. You're going to have tears, you're going to struggle, you're going to smile, you're going to cry, you're going to laugh. But like at the end of the day, you're trying to find peace within yourself, and you're trying to make yourself a better person. And like literally I needed to hear that, because sometimes I feel like my emotions are all over the place, and I push away people who truly love me, and it's hard. It's hard dealing with trying to figure out yourself, along with figuring out, like, getting through stuff that you've like held inside for so long, as well as still being like an active mom, a present mom, like without bringing your kids through the trauma that you've already suffered, you know? So that was nice, and it kind of gave me the mindset to like get back on getting myself in a better place, like looking into figuring out how I can be a better me. So this morning I got up and I worked out. I did not want to work out. It was not the best workout. It's like starting all over from scratch. Walking in place is my go-to while watching TV. I'm going to, for the next couple of weeks, I think, I'm going to try to do 2 workout a days, just to push myself back into the mentality of you're not doing this just because it's something to do. You're doing this to be a better person for you. So yeah. Drank some water. I'm gonna drink some more. I think I'm gonna make me a sparkling water probably after I eat this. But in the video you'll see me weigh out the apples twice. So I follow this girl named The Shedding Cat on Instagram, and she was talking about how with Weight Watchers, like the food that you eat, like if you eat it raw, you're supposed to weigh it raw and track it raw. If you're eating it cooked, you're supposed to weigh it cooked and track it cooked. And that's so hard, because especially like if you are somebody who, like, let's say you are cooking a meal and you're tracking everything based off of like what you're cooking or whatever. But like, of course, like when you cook meat and the stuff comes out or whatever, like it's harder to track it after you've already cooked it without like re-separating stuff. So to the best of my abilities, I will track it the way I cook it or the way I'm consuming it. But like I know like times when I have chicken and it's like mixed with peppers or whatever, like I'm not gonna pick out all the chicken and then weigh the chicken, and then I'm not gonna pick out all the peppers and weigh the peppers. Like that seems to be a bit excessive. But I will track it, like I said, to the best of my abilities and go from there. I stepped on a scale and like I'm up, which I knew I would be. And that is totally due to 2 days of losing my mind because I did not eat on track yesterday, did not eat on track the day before. So it's okay. It is what it is. I'm going to get back on track today. And I've already kind of started thinking about what I want to eat for lunch. I'm not sure what I want to eat for dinner. I know I'm going to make the kids spaghetti, so I might like eat a pasta too, but I'm just going to try to figure it out. But yeah, welcome to day in the life, what I eat in a day. I am going to go do some schoolwork and eat breakfast. I'm back and we're about to make lunch. It's 1 o'clock. I have my skillet preheating. I'm going to cook one of these, which I calculated out instead of planning because the calculated thing is wrong. So one portion of this is 210 calories or 7 points. So I'm going to cook it. Alright. So the directions say you cook for 2 minutes on one side, flip, cook for 2 minutes on the other side, flip again, gently chop with a spatula to separate the steak into pieces, cook for 1.5 more minutes. I'm gonna cook while this is cooking. Move you over this way. While this is cooking, I have already prepped out or cooked. I cut up yellow squash into diced pieces and delicata squash, which I'm going to weigh out and then track because I'm trying to be mindful of tracking things when they're cooked, so I didn't count the calories for this earlier. But I'm gonna do like fries type of situation. So I'm gonna have the squash, I'm gonna have this meat on top, and then I'm gonna put some cheese on top of that, and yeah, I'm gonna eat it like that. And I'm gonna calculate it out to let you guys know what it is. Just gonna do it on the plate. Let's see. Get a spatula. Get a plate. So while I do that, I'll come back and show you what it looks like, give you a rundown of the points. I'm gonna put cheese on top, and then I'm just gonna throw it in the microwave and let it melt that way. I wish I had some mozzarella. I don't, but I think it should be okay. Yeah, and I'll season it. Oh, so to season it, all I'm going to be using today for my seasoning is some of the Kinder's buttery burger blend. I'm almost out. I need some more garlic powder, onion powder, and parsley flakes. Being really simple, really chill with how I eat today. I've been doing a lot of reading and my mind is like it's 1:10. I need to leave the house by 2 so I can go to the grocery store before I get my son, maybe like 2:15 at the latest. I just need to pick up a couple of things for the house, nothing major. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, y'all, here is my 12-point lunch. 0 points for the delicata squash and the yellow squash, 7 points for the sirloin beef, 4 points for the cheese, and 1 point for this, the Taco Bell creamy avocado ranch. I used 10 grams worth of this in here. And yeah, lunch. Oh, let me turn this all the way down. Hey y'all, so we are about to go to the store before we pick up BJ. I'm trying to think the best way to do this. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna have to go down or do some hood-ish. Oh, I get to do some hood. Okay, y'all. So I know I haven't really been talking to y'all today. I've been making the food, eating the food, and like going about my business. And one is because I don't want to make this vlog like super long. I've been being mindful about how long I make the vlogs because a sis got to edit and do schoolwork. So I wanted to just come and I guess while I drive to the grocery store, basically give a little bit more insight into how I'm feeling about my weight loss journey. So I was being completely honest with y'all like a couple of days ago. I think, was it a couple of days ago? I don't remember. I don't even know if y'all saw it. Anywho, I was being completely honest about like having this like whole thought process of like, oh, okay, go back into not eating for real, not doing the right things and just losing the weight quick. But I also know how miserable I was then. So this go round, I don't want to be miserable. I also, to be quite honest with y'all, don't want to keep having these issues with food. So one of the things that stands out to me the most, I think, when it comes to food and meat in general, is that I can eat really healthy and I can do all the right things, and then I will have these moments where I would do like binge eating, where I would eat excessively and then I'll go back into doing what I normally do. So I want to not do that. I don't want my focus to be having binge moments, because I feel like I have restricted myself from eating properly the right way, if that makes sense. So today, honestly, because I don't want y'all to think that, oh, she made this Philly steak, squash, fries, whatever situation. I don't want y'all to think that I made that and like, oh, well, let me just eat all the 0 point stuff, you know, because I've been eating really crappy. It's not that. My body actually craves food like that, like healthier food, healthier options. My body loves healthy food. prefer to eat all the junk. And the crazy thing about it is that even if I wasn't getting back on track today, my body was like, okay, sis, nope, we're not about to keep doing this, because my stomach has been cramping and hurting pretty much since I woke up. And that tells me that my body is just not happy with the foods that I've been putting into it. My body also, I'm glad they're finally fixing this part of the street, because that stuff was trifling. My body has also gotten to like this point where my AirPod is gonna go dead. Should, because it's been in my ear all day. But my body has gotten to this point where I think I'm to the point where I know, like, when my body is dehydrated and it doesn't have enough water, when it's not getting fed properly, and I have like these stomach cramps and I don't feel good. I just really don't feel my best. But in all these aspects, like, sometimes I completely ignore my body, because I don't want to say depression, but it that's what it is. The anxiety, the depressiveness, like, I just don't, it's like I'm not inside my body in those moments. It's very strange. And I think the holidays for me are like severely different than they were, you know, before. And it's crazy because, like, a lot of times, like, now, like, if I didn't have kids, I honestly don't think I would celebrate Christmas. I think I keep celebrating it because of my kids. I think because seeing them so happy and seeing, you know, them, you know, their hearts be fulfilled, I think that's why I keep celebrating it. Honestly, I don't care about gifts. That's not my love language. I'm not, like, it's cool, receiving gifts is fine. That's not my love language. My love language is words of affirmation. And it's crazy here because, like, honestly, I'm in a situation where I have somebody who uplifts me, who doesn't care if I ever lose this 35, 40 pounds of weight. Doesn't care if I ever get to this goal that we had set in place, but will always be there pushing me forward if that's what I want to do. Like, losing weight is what I want, right next to me. Okay, I don't even know, at some point this just stopped, and I don't have the time to look at the footage to see where it stopped. I'm just gonna end this by saying, and I think it's the potholes, but I'm just gonna end this by saying, I honestly have work to do on myself and within myself. And as much as I want to say that, you know, I feel like I'm okay, or I've gotten into a place where I'm just in a better mindset, a better space, that's not necessarily the case. I am dealing with past trauma that I didn't necessarily think I would have to deal with. Excuse me. The holidays are not the same for me anymore as an adult, and it's just simply because, like, to be quite honest, I lost a grandmother and I lost a mother, both in December, a year apart. And it's crazy because it's not like it's not like I went to the point of, okay, this is my first year without my grandmother, who played a decent role, like a huge part in raising me. But it's not like I could say, oh, you know, what am I saying? I don't know, they doing work over here? What is this? Today I want to come over here to go to Schnucks. They're doing all the work on the street. But yeah, it's not, I didn't get the chance to grieve a mother or a grandmother before I had to grieve my mom. And that's weird. It's like, okay, this will be the first like Christmas that my grandmother isn't alive, but guess what? It's also like the first Christmas that my mom isn't alive. Granted, this will be my second year because my mom died before Christmas, but in the midst of all that, I think it's one of the most, it's more clarity. Like when she passed away last year, it was still like, oh, like I think I was like in shock. Like it happened, but I just focused on everything else and, you know, thought about it, didn't think about it. But like now, it's just being in the city that they lived in, and, you know, living in the house that they lived in, and being in the room that she was in. It's just like, while it looks different because now like me and my kids are living in that room, it's still so fresh. Like I remember being here last year, like after, you know, the holidays or whatever, like getting ready and preparing to bury her and all that stuff, and I was there and I was like in the room, and at one point I looked at the wall and I was just like, oh yeah, I can't do this. And then the other day I looked at the same wall and was like, like it just hits differently. I don't even know how else to describe it, but it's a process, and like I told you guys earlier, it's not an easy one, and it's one that I have to go through though, because but it's not an easy one, but it's one that I have to go through because it's only gonna make me a better person in the long run. And like I said, I don't want to keep bestowing my past traumas or whatever onto my kids. So next because I'm about to say, did not park my car park. It's getting late. It's getting late. Alright. I need to go to a car wash too. Why are you over there talking about folks' car? Get in the car. Huh?